Welcome to today's story time. And today's story is about a rock who wants more than anything to fly. Let's get started. Once upon a time, there was a stream, and it actually had a lot of water running through it. So much water that much of the forest was underneath the water. And the water rushed and rushed, and underneath the water, if you were to peek underneath the water and stick your toes in the water, you would find rocks. And one such rock loved living in the water. He loved the way that the water felt as it flowed over the top of him. And he loved the way that the fishies tickled his little rock top. And he loved living in the stream. But as time passed, the stream grew smaller and smaller and smaller. And pretty soon, no more fishies came to tickle the rock, and the water actually had dried up to where he was sitting on the side. And he didn't feel the water rushing over him anymore. This made him kind of sad, and he didn't know what to do with himself. And all day long, he would look at the water longingly, and he'd look up at the sky, and in the sky, he would see mighty eagle flying by, looking for his next meal. And the rock said, "Wow, how powerful and beautiful it must be to fly up in the sky." And he longed to be a bird. Well, one day, while the eagle was flying, he happened to land right next to the rock. And the rock said, excuse me, eagle?" And the eagle said, "Yes, what is it, rock?" And the rock said, "Do you think you could teach me how to fly?" And the eagle said, "No, little rock. I am an eagle. I am a bird with wings. I fly. You are a rock. You have no wings. You will never fly." And with that, the eagle took off in the air and he flew away. Well, this made the rock feel very sad. He wanted so much to just feel the wind rushing over him like the water used to. Well, one day he saw an owl flying by, looking for his next meal. And owl happened to land right next to the rock. And rock said, excuse me, owl? Do you think you could teach me how to fly?" And owl said, "Hoo, hoo, 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 hoo. You fly? That's so silly. You're a rock. Rocks don't fly." And with that, he flew off into the air and back into his tree. Well, this made the rock feel so sad. He felt like he would never fly. Maybe Bear help him? Maybe. Well, one day, little Robin Redbreast was flying through the sky, and what do you think happened? She happened to land right next to the rock too. And rock said, excuse me, little Robin Redbreast." "Yes, what is it?" "Do you think you could teach me how to fly?" And little Robin Redbreast said, "Oh no, little rock, I can't teach you how to fly. I'm so sorry." And the rock began to weep. And little Robin Redbreast said, "I'm so sorry, I wish I could help you." And the rock said, "All I want is to feel the wind rush over me. It looks like it must be so amazing to fly." And little Robin Redbreast said, "You know what? I think I have an idea." And she flew off and she went to her friend Bear and she said, "Bear, I have a plan to help a rock. Could you help me?" And Bear said, "Of course, anything for you, Robin." And so he started to follow Robin. And Robin flew ahead over to Fox and she said, "Fox, I have a plan to help a rock. Do you think you could help me?" Well, everybody loved little Robin. And Fox said, "Of course, anything for you, Robin." And so the two started to follow Robin, and they crossed a stream, and they came over, and Robin said to Rabbit, "Hey Rabbit, do you think you could help me? I have a plan to help a rock." And Rabbit said, "Of course, anything for you." And Rabbit hopped out from behind his little nook. And the three animals came over, and they said, "Okay, what do we do, Robin?" And Robin said, "We are going to create a tower of rocks so that our friend the rock can feel the wind on him. And so we need to find big rocks to put under him." And Bear said, "Sure thing, let's find some big rocks." So the three friends went out and they found some rocks. Bear lugged a very big rock over. And then Fox went over and he started lugging a big rock over as well. And little Rabbit said, "I can only do a little bit. Maybe someone can help me." And so he jumped through the stream, and Fox and Rabbit rolled a little rock back into place. And then, when they had a good stack, they needed another one. Oh, that one was heavy. When they had a big pile of rocks, they said, "Let's start stacking." So, Bear was the strongest, so he said, "I'll go and I'll start stacking them on top." And Fox said, "I'll help." And they came over and, they lifted up the stack of rocks. And they came over to the next biggest one, and they lifted up and stacked up the next rock. And they said, "Okay, rock, now's your turn." And they said, "All right, here you go." And they lifted up the rock, and they placed the rock on top, and they had to find just the right way to balance the rock because this was a pretty tall tower now. And so they had to adjust it. But in the end, the rock stood on an enormous tower of rocks, and he felt the wind whoosh, 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 blow all over him, and it felt wonderful. And the rock looked down on all the animals, and the animals said, "Wow, you're so high up there." And little Robin Redbreast said, "You look amazing. Are you happy now?" And the rock said, "Yes, thank you. It feels so wonderful. I may not be able to fly, but this is the next best thing. Thank you, my friends." All right, you guys, we are going to see if you can build a tower of rocks. I'm going to take them apart, and I'm going to see, whoa, there they go flying down. I'm going to give you some of these rocks, and I'm going to see if you guys can build your own tower. It's heavy, huh?
I need help.
Oh, you need help? All right, let's see what kind of a rock tower you build.